Hello.
Hello.
Are you awake?
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, it's an old man cough.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm letting you know the mosquitoes.
What do you want? Damn, mosquitoes are huge here.
They are big. Oh,
Yeah.
they're in the boots as well. Anyway, we were supposed to start early today.
Yeah, but we were. I heard some phone ringing or something, and 7 o'clock, and now it's
9.
yeah.
Yeah. So plan today is we are heading out to Hamningberg.
Yeah.
A road that, like, whenever you say you're going to Vardø, everyone says you have to also visit Hamningberg because it's quite spectacular.
Yeah.
Hopefully they have coffee out there. Should we save it for when we get out there? The coffee?
Yeah, we just go up, pack down, and get going. So the day, because I do think there will be a lot of filming going forward on this stretch.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right.
Let's go.
Come on.
Let's do this.
Keep the mosquitoes out. The mosquitoes.
What are you doing?
I'm doing my makeup.
We're supposed to get ready.
Shut up.
Something happened to the temperature. Are you okay?
Yes.
I was saying something happened to the temperature.
Yeah, it went up 10 degrees.
Yeah. Well, not 10, but it was 5. You're very much out of the frame.
Hello.
You're too tall.
Go. Yep, no the focus.
Something happened to the temperature.
Yeah, it went up at least 5 degrees.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to go? Why are you taking so long?
You're the one with the poopers in your hand.
La 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 la.
Hello?
Hello. That's gonna cruise us.
Are you ready, Princess House?
Ready. Let's go.
The road we're riding today is one of Norway's national scenic routes, and it doesn't take long to see why. This about 40-kilometer stretch from Vardø to Hamningberg is unlike anything I've ever seen. You're riding past vertical layers of stone, hundreds of millions of years old, thrust upward by the ancient tectonic forces and relentlessly carved by the Arctic wind. Pictures and video can hardly do it justice, but here is a glimpse of what it's like to ride to what feels like the edge of the world.
Altså, fy faen, jeg er glad vi ventet til i dag. Se på det her da! Akkurat vi må bare la det synke inn for vår egen del.
Ja.
Det er...
Det her var sykt.
At the end of the road you reach Hamningberg, a fishing village that still exists against all odds. When the German forces retreated in 1944, they burned almost every settlement in Finnmark to the ground, but Hamningberg was spared. Rumors that the Soviet army was closing in caused the German soldiers to flee in such a panic that they reportedly left food cooking on their stoves, leaving the village completely intact. Because it survived the war, this is one of the only places where you can still see traditional 19th century coastal architecture. Many of these log houses were actually prefabricated in Russia and traded for Norwegian fish during the Palmer trade era. As fishing boats grew larger after the war, the shallow harbor became a liability. The residents fought for years for a breakwater that was never built. In 1965, the government decided to abandon the village, paying the remaining families to relocate. Today, Hamningberg remains a perfectly preserved piece of history that survived the World War only to be defeated by the lack of a pier.
Oh, yes. It's a good, okay?
Well,
It's okay?
perfect.
How's my hair? How's your... Oh, never mind.
Your hair looks flat and lifeless.
Just like yours. Alright. We are in Varangerbotn now. It's about 4:30,
Yep.
something. We got some advice to ride out to Bugøynes on our way to Kirkenes. There's a restaurant there that should be very good, have some local seafood.
Yeah.
So we're planning
King crabs
to...
and
Yeah,
it looks really spectacular. So
it does.
I'm looking forward to that.
We might spoil ourselves a little bit for dinner today. And then we'll just look for campsites after that, I think.
You want to express your feelings about your day so far?
Oh, so many feelings. No, we'll take that later today. First dinner.
First dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or did you have something you wanted to say?
No.
Okay. You never know. Shit.
What's for starter?
It's the fish soup à la Magnus.
And a shrimp dream for me.
Okay. This is a new level. Okay. Den smakar gott. Man får ut och gaffa.
And for the main course, we have
Fish and chips.
fish and chips. What do you need those for?
A king crab. So we decided we needed a little bit more food, and the chances we're getting back here are slim to none. So
Fuck it.
let's go.
What makes this a bit special is that Bugøynes is essentially the birthplace of the Norwegian king crab industry. So what better place to try it for the first time? And considering the price tag, probably the last. But the king crab isn't native to Norway. Just like the humpback salmon, it was introduced to the Barents Sea by Soviet scientists in the 1960s as a way to create a new food source. Since then, the population has exploded. While the crab has become a massive economic success for local fishermen, it's an ecological disaster. These crabs are aggressive, opportunistic predators that eat almost anything they can find, from sea urchins and kelp to fish eggs. In areas with high concentrations, they can effectively clear the ocean floor, turning a vibrant ecosystem into an underwater desert. It's a high-priced delicacy that comes at a steep ecological cost.
Tosi vähän, mutta hiukka hyvää.
Holy shit.
Hyvä, parempi.
Stuffed after the feast, we left Bugøynes quite late in the evening and found a camp spot at a rest place by the side of the road. Spending the evening wrestling a wall of mosquitoes, it made our morning decision easy. We packed the bikes in record time and rode straight to Kirkenes for breakfast and coffee. Kirkenes is the final major town in eastern Finnmark. Situated a short distance from the Russian border, this has always been a town of strategic importance. Originally built around the iron ore mining industry, its location made it a focal point during the Second World War. Because it served as a primary base for the German Arctic Front, Kirkenes became one of the most bombed locations in all of Europe. Only Malta is said to have endured more air raids. Throughout the war, the town was the target of over 300 Soviet bombing missions, and air raid sirens sounded more than 1,000 times. By the time the Soviet Union's Red Army pushed the German forces out in October 1944, the town was almost entirely in ruins. Today, the town has been completely rebuilt, but the history of the war is still visible in the monuments and bunkers scattered around the area. Leaving Kirkenes, it's only a 15-minute ride to Storskog, the only border crossing between Norway and Russia.
So this is the Norwegian-Russian border. This is as far as we can get, I guess, if we're crossing the border.
Crossing the border is not on the menu today. Instead, we turn on to a smaller, winding road to begin the last leg of our journey, heading towards the very end of mainland Norway. On our way, we passed a sign claiming to mark Norway's oldest mountain. With no other info on site, we did some digging to see if the claim held up. The rock here is called Bugøynes. In 1990, geologists dated it at 2.9 billion years old, making it the oldest known rock in Norway for nearly 3 decades. But it actually lost its title in 2019, when even older rock, dated at 3.1 billion years, was discovered elsewhere in Finnmark. Even so, standing on a piece of the Earth's crust that has existed for nearly 3 billion years is pretty cool.
Man får liksom ikke helt inntrykk av å være her oppe med tanketemperaturen og det virker mer som en liten by på Vestlandet.
Ja, det kunne ha vært faktisk.
That is Russia, this is Norway.
Isn't that strange? Like it's the same, but it's so different also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see this area is it's illegal to throw rocks over the river.
Yeah. The national border is located in the river. It's illegal to cross the border between Norway and Russia. Infractions will be prosecuted. The area is under surveillance. It's illegal to throw rocks over the river. We are here and the road continues a bit all the way out here, so we're going to go all the way and it follows the border all the way here. Let's go all the way to the end of Norway, shall we?
It's a strange feeling every time you're closing in on that final destination of a trip. It has a way of making you look back at everything you've seen and experienced and sort of reviewing the journey as a whole. I know it will take weeks to really process all of it, and the reality is that all of the smaller details are already starting to fade. We would probably forget half of them if we weren't documenting so much of the ride. But while the big highlights are easy to remember, it's the quiet, ordinary moments that make up most of the time spent on the road. It's an important reminder to value those everyday moments, even when they are not epic. As Stig Johansson said, all those days that came and went, little did I know they were life itself.
Last shot.
1052.
In 3, 2, 1. That's it. Bye.
Yeah. See you in the next one.
Yeah, no, that was. How many days have we spent now?
21 days to be exact.
Yep.
21 days going up.
Here we are.
At road end at Grense Jakobselv.
It's always a strange feeling, like when you're coming to an end like this. Well, it's not the end, because technically we have to go all the way back, but the end of what we're trying to capture and experience. And
Yeah, and you start to replay all the clips or places you've been. Did I do enough? Can I make it stick to a story?
we have some terabytes, I think, of footage to go through and create content of. But you always kind of forget what you actually saw and filmed, and it's a funny feeling. But it's been great. I think it might have been my best trip so far.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And the weather. We are here now. It's 28 degrees.
It's
normally.
What are the fucking chances?
We started out early today, just packing down the tents and get going because there was so many mosquitoes, and it was horrible. So we just decided to start the day at Kirkenes, yes. And the whole day has kind of been a little bit like feeling kind of not overwhelmed, but it's kind of feel like it's the end, or strange feeling.
I kind of remember that from my all my like longer trips, that when you get to those last days, it's not an exhaustion, but it's like, I don't know, it's
get that not homesickness, but you get that mentality that now I need to turn around back home, or I need
melancholy.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. It's like sad and great and everything.
Yeah, but
at the same time.
I'm also looking forward to getting back to review the footage, but also to take what we learned from this trip, the packing stuff, and what gear functioned good and what did not function that well, and just put that into practice, do it again, and pack again, and on the next trip.
And the end of one adventure means the start of the next.
Yeah.
So it also means coming home and starting to plan what we're going to do next.
It's funny how we talked in comms about, next should we do that or should we do that, and
it's already like in
motion. Yeah, in motion is the right word for it.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, that you maybe got to see some parts of Norway you didn't know about, or
learn some history that you didn't know about.
Yeah, that you got to capture sort of the true spirit of Finnmark. I guess only the people who actually really live up here and know this area can answer that for sure. But I really enjoyed it. Thank you for doing this trip with me.
Thank you as well. It's been absolutely mind-blowingly good. I never thought I would enjoy traveling with another photographer or videographer as much as I have done. It's been a lot of, I need to stop here, I need to stop there, but we both have the same spirit of it, so it functioned really well.
But just to be sure, like I packed my own Primus and like everything, so that in case we clash, we could just split and do each our thing, or just take some break days apart, just because we're both lone wolves. We're used to being alone, we're used to doing things a certain way. So you just never know when you're going to spend so many days in a row so tightly together, doing everything together basically, and with all the stops, and it's been going surprisingly well.
Yeah, so, as long as we drink a lot and we eat at regular hours, it seems to work really well.
Yeah. And whenever one of us has a down day, we're taking it slow and had rest days and just
motivate each other to push through.
Yeah, but also accept that some days are just not it, and then it's okay to take it slow as well.
And again, the weather. Every time we are, at least me, on long trips, I got nice weather. It's knock on wood somewhere.
Somewhere here. Yeah. All right. I think there's plenty we could say, but I think we're gonna end it here. So see you for the next one.
Yeah.